Now, senior Congress leader Ghulam Nabi Azad featured in the list of Padma Bhushan awardees there, and this has now instantly triggered a massive Congress versus Congress row itself. Ghulam Nabi Azad, a rebel G23 leader, was conferred the Padma Bhushan by the Modi government. It has now led to a full-blown Twitter war within the Congress. Jairam Ramesh has tweeted supporting another Padma awardee, Buddhadev Bhattacharjee, and his decision to reject the award. He said that Bhattacharjee's decision to reject the award was the right thing to do, and the former Bengal Chief Minister wants to be Azad and not Ghulam. Now, in a sharp contrast, Kapil Sibal, the same Congress leader, another G23 member, graduated Azad and said, in fact, congratulating him, saying, ironic that the Congress does not need his services when the nation recognizes his contributions to public life. Now, sources close to Azad say that many congressmen called him to congratulate in person. In fact, there were even rumors that he had removed traces of his affiliation with the Congress from his Twitter bio. But Azad dubbed this mischievous propaganda only to create confusion.
जम्मू कश्मीर के पूर्व मुख्यमंत्री गुलाम नबी आजाद, जो कि कांग्रेस के वरिष्ठ नेता भी हैं, उनको पद्म भूषण दिया जा रहा है। क्या कहेंगे आप?
मैं कहूंगा बहुत बहुत मुबारक हो गुलाम नबी साहब को कि लोगों ने ये कबूल किया है कि इन्होंने बहुत काम किया है एज अ पॉलिटिशियन, एज अ कांग्रेस वर्कर, फ्रॉम द बेस ही स्टार्टेड एंड हैज डन वेरी वेल. He was a very good health minister also. He has served very well this nation. And I think ये बहुत अच्छा हुआ कि इन्हें ये पुरस्कार मिला गणतंत्र दिवस पे.
Even when Ghulam Nabi Azadji's contributions are being recognized by the entire nation by giving him a Padma Bhushan, the same Ghulam Nabi Azad is being sidelined in the Congress party because he demanded, along with the G23 members, with the likes of Kapil Sibal, an internal accountability system, because he demanded internal elections within the Congress party, because he raised questions about the functioning and the style of the leadership of the Congress party, the Gandhi family, and therefore he has been sidelined. And this is the temperament and the nature of the Gandhi family.
All right, let me quickly cut across to Tom Vadakan, BJP spokesperson, joining us on the phone line. For more on that, Mr. Vadakan, here you have the Padma Bhushan being offered to Ghulam Nabi Azad and Jairam Ramesh within the Congress party itself, hitting out, taking a jibe at Ghulam Nabi Azad for accepting that award. In fact, also hitting out is Kapil Sibal. It seems like the Congress itself is bickering over an award that's been conferred to one of their own.
Well, Ghulam Nabi Azad ji is a fitting case and a deserving case for the award. There's no two doubt about it. And the criticism that's coming from Jairam Ramesh, maybe he wants the award for himself. Anyway, be what it may. The point here is it's a deserving case, and the government of India has taken a right decision and has given it to the right man. He's been the chief minister of Kashmir. He has seen that law and order and issues that came in during his tenure were sorted out. And he's one person who stood out as a leader of the opposition. And on a remarkable situation, he has been able to prevail on all sides. And a man of that stature being given an award, I think, is a pride to the nation.
Well, undoubtedly, this is the highest honours that's been given. In fact, Ghulam Nabi Azad comes as one of the main opposition leaders who was conferred with this award. But it doesn't appear that those within the Congress itself are too pleased with the award being accepted by Ghulam Nabi Azad. Let me cut across to Sanjay Jha, also joining us on the phone line. Mr. Jha, here, Ghulam Nabi Azad has been conferred with the highest honours, the Padma Bhushan. While he accepts the award, you have Jairam Ramesh and Kapil Sibal bickering over the fact that Ghulam Nabi Azad even accepted the award. What's your take on that?
Well, I think we need to not be very petty and parochial here. I mean, this is a recognition of Ghulam Nabi ji because he's been an outstanding, I would not just say a politician, he's been in public life. He's a former chief minister of Jammu and Kashmir. And his entire political career has been distinguished. He's never been, one of those people indulging in mere opposition bashing. He's been an inclusive politician. He deserves the recognition he gets, and I do hope that people who are actually at the moment trying to make this controversial, take a little bit of a deep breath, and in a country which is anyway highly polarized and, in my opinion, insufferably divided. We need to, as political, leaders with a certain sense of national responsibility, rise above any pettiness.
Well, Sanjay Jha, here it appears that Ghulam Nabi Azad has left everyone guessing whether or not he's going to quit the Congress party. He's just dubbed all the speculation as just mischievous propaganda, but nevertheless has certainly questioned the leadership of the Congress party time and again. And now with the Padma Bhushan, it appears that the speculation has only risen whether he may be just parting ways like RPN Singh yesterday.
All I can tell you is that, as part of the G23, which has been a body which has called for reforms within the party, which is exactly what democracy is all about. He's been on the forefront of taking on the BJP. I think somewhere the Congress party also needs to reflect on it very deeply, that when people like Ghulam Nabi Azad ji, who was not like, some new kid on the block, I mean, he's a veteran. His contribution have been immense. He's spoken on all the AICC sessions as one of the principal speakers on behalf of the party. To kind of ridicule him just because he's raised a few questions, I think is being grossly unfair.
Thank you very much, Mr. Jha, for joining us with those details. I'm going to quickly cut across to Maushami joining us for more. She's tracking these developments. Maushami, much talk about Ghulam Nabi Azad possibly exiting from the Congress party. There was a lot of talk even earlier where he kept questioning the Congress's leadership and the functioning of the party itself. The G23 leader is now the first congressman to be given the Padma Bhushan under Prime Minister Modi's leadership. What kind of speculation has kicked off and what's been the reaction so far from the Congress?
So the reaction from the Congress on Ghulam Nabi Azad getting that award is a studied silence. No leader officially has reacted or congratulated Ghulam Nabi Azad. There's been no official word on it, no response from the Gandhis. But yes, Jairam Ramesh is also part of the think tank, did take a dig at Ghulam Nabi Azad. So that really means that the knives are out for Ghulam Nabi Azad for accepting that award. But Ghulam Nabi Azad has been sidelined for quite some time. He's been rallying and doing solo rallies in Jammu and Kashmir ever since he wrote that letter. In fact, he led writing that G12 letter to Sonia Gandhi, and now is a part of the G23 rebels. Really, though Ghulam Nabi Azad himself has not given an official reaction, but Kapil Sibal has batted for him and responded to the Jairam's tweet on social media. But none of these leaders were to come out on camera and respond. That really means, there's a lot that's happening, churning and tussle within the Congress party.
Right. When we see Kapil Sibal itself taking up for Ghulam Nabi Azad, that also sparking further speculation that much of the G23 leaders here, many of them have, of course, always pulled up the Congress leadership for mismanagement. None of them have been pacified. It seems like the G23 stand a divided lot within the Congress.
See, clearly, there was a committee that was formed. Amika Soni did do consultations with the G23 leaders and others, taking a draft of suggestions. But thereafter, it's actually been put in the cold storage. We've not seen much of action on the ground. And even as the organizational elections are around the corner, September is the deadline for the swearing in of the new president. But still, many things remain autocratic within the Congress party. That is the lament of the G23 rebels, and you can see the timing of it all. The exodus of Congress leaders, that's also given a lot of speculation, buzzing for Ghulam Nabi Azad. He had to put out that tweet condemning and, in fact, capping the speculations about him leaving the party. But shocker after shocker for the Congress. big faces of the Congress leaving the party. It won't come as a surprise for the Congress, even as the Gandhi said that whoever wants to leave can leave. They are cowards. That's the stand that the Congress leadership has taken, and perhaps a lot of anguish within the Congress over that stand, even after RPN Singh left.
All right, thank you very much, Maushmi. Do stay with us. I want to quickly cut across, though, to a reaction that's come in, a Congress veteran leader who Prime Minister Narendra Modi called a true friend. Here's a small excerpt from Prime Minister Modi's farewell speech for Ghulam Nabi Azad in the Rajya Sabha back in February 2021. Here's what he had said.
गुजरात के यात्री, क्योंकि जम्मू कश्मीर में जाने वाले टूरिस्ट में गुजरात बहुत बड़ा नंबर रहता है, और टेररिस्टों ने पर हमला कर दिया, करीब 8 लोग शायद मारे गए। सबसे पहले गुलाम नबी जी का मुझे फोन आया। उस रात को एयरपोर्ट से उन्होंने मुझे फोन किया और जैसे अपने परिवार के सदस्य की चिंता करें, वैसी चिंता पद, सत्ता जीवन में आती रहती है, लेकिन उसे कैसे पचाना, मेरे लिए बड़ा भावुक पल था।
Now, Congress's lukewarm response here to Ghulam Nabi Azad's honours, of course, the latest in the troubled relationship between the party and the man who has in recent times openly expressed his discontent over the functioning of the grand old party. Now, we're going to break it down, several of those instances in the recent past itself where Ghulam Nabi Azad attacked the Congress party. Here's one of them, August 2020. In fact, Ghulam Nabi Azad had said that if changes don't take place, Congress will be in the opposition for the next 50 years. This was the comment that he made in 2020. And then in November 2020, he went on to say that Congress is seeing five-star culture that's taken root in the Congress. That's what he says. In November 2020, further goes on to say that Congress's organizational structure has collapsed. These are Ghulam Nabi Azad's words as he's picked on the Congress leadership time and again for not being satisfactory. In his view, he says in December 2021, don't see Congress getting over 300 seats in the 2024 polls. That's his latest comment, and further going on to say that no one in the Congress is ready to listen to anyone anymore. This is the kind of high-handedness that he has alleged of the Congress leadership for not quelling dissent and listening to their own leaders. Let me quickly cut across to Maushmi Singh joining us for more on that. Maushmi, you heard the number of comments that he's made in the past to say as categorically as Congress, he doesn't see the party getting over 300 seats in the upcoming 2024 polls. Nobody listens to anyone within the party's leadership, almost giving up hope over the grand old party. That's Ghulam Nabi Azad, who got the Padma Bhushan today, raising now a lot more speculation of his exit possibly.
You know, Azad supporters do feel, Nabila, that he's being penalized and punished for the G23 rebellion and for raking up relevant, pertinent problems of the Congress. and that's when he's time and again said that he's not going to leave the party and go anywhere else. He is 24 carat Congress. That's what Ghulam Nabi Azad said when journalists asked him whether he was leaving the party. Now the timeline, if you see, the G23 write a letter to Sonia Gandhi. Thereafter, when Ghulam Nabi Azad retires, the farewell, Prime Minister Narendra Modi bids him an emotional farewell. That emotion was missing from the congressmen, from the Gandhis perhaps. And that's where the problem lies. The Gandhis and the Congress leadership believe that Azad was given so much of highlight, was given such a grand farewell by Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Just
Right. Right. Mashmi, we heard you. Thank you very much for that perspective there. In fact, we're going to continue tracking those developments here.